Okay, I think we're back. What is up? What is up? Carmelo Anthony 2.0. Is this another case of self-defense? You know, everybody's side-eyeing the Carmelo Anthony case and thinking, sure, yeah, that was self-defense too. Yeah, that was a self-defense case. And so I'm going to play an article. This is a story that happened today in Virginia. We were actually covering a separate incident earlier in Virginia, but this happened as well, where a 15-year-old is charged in high school stabbing after stabbing a 16-year-old student. He's hospitalized. We're going to watch some of the video. It's blurred, but you're going to get the gist of it, what happened. And it's this self-defense. And some people are really angry and upset about this because they're saying if it was a black person, they would have been calling him a thug, and this would have been all over the internet, would have been blowing up. But they're saying the media is silent on this. And I think the only reason the media isn't as much because it's not a black and white attack. It was apparently both Latinos. But people are pissed off, upset. Let me play this little news clip. Play this little news clip here. Whoa. Oh man, from the last stream, everything's jacked up.
County, a 16-year-old boy is in the hospital after being stabbed inside of a high school.
Yeah, police say the stabbing happened at West Potomac High School around 9:40 this morning. We're told it started with a fight between three students.
Yeah, we have team coverage tonight. Our Leslie Moreno spoke to parents who say this all could have been prevented.
But we want to begin with Lionel Donovan. He's got the latest on the investigation. And Lionel, we know a 15-year-old is facing charges tonight.
That is correct, Leslie. And in fact, although school let out at around 2:55, parents lined up much earlier than that, hoping to get their kids out of the school building and back home with them. Fairfax County Police locked down the building today in order to conduct their investigation, which frustrated a lot of parents as they waited.
Oh, school's on lockdown.
I want to check my daughter out. Why can't I?
Parents demanded answers from Fairfax County Police and Fairfax County Public Schools after hearing about a violent altercation at West Potomac High that started around 9:40 this morning. It started with this fight in the...
So here it is. So let me, I wish this would stop showing up.
School.
Okay. So the way this fight looks like it started.
Another young... Started around 9:40 this morning.
Okay, so there's a kid here. You have to pay attention to this. A kid with a black shirt and like khaki, or I don't know what kind of pants these are, color. He's getting his ass beat. There's a guy with a red shirt and red shoes punching him. He's on the floor, kind of curled up. I think I maybe have to play this in slow motion.
It started with...
And then this other person runs in, and he's like breaking up the fight. I don't know if that's his friend, the guy that's on the floor, but he wants to break up the fight. So the other guy in the red shirt, the same guy that was beating the other guy, he starts pursuing the guy in the white shirt that's broke up the fight. So he's punching, whatever. I guess it's censored, it's blurred. So the guy with the black shirt, he gets up. Now he's courageous. Now he has courage. And he comes in and starts attacking the guy in the red shirt. So the red shirt guy is now fighting him and the kid in the white shirt. It looks like they're both on one. Okay, 2-on-1. And they're swinging, they're fighting. Oh, this is kind of happening. Again, this is like censored. It's on the news channel. YouTube news channel. YouTube, don't try nothing with me. And so they're both tag teaming this guy, basically. And so at some point, I think this has already had happened. He had gotten stabbed. The person that did the stabbing... Let me just give me 1 second. The person that did the stabbing was this kid with the knife in his hand, black shirt, the one that was on the floor getting his butt beat. I guess it wasn't enough that he got up, his friend protected him, and there was 2-on-1. But I guess to even the playing field, the black shirt ends up stabbing the guy in the red shirt. And it's a very bloody bloody scene.
I know there are a lot of you. Good? Yeah? Okay, great. Come closer, don't worry. All right. You good?
Well,
Do you need a minute?
do you want to start now, or do you want to start at noon? Does anybody care?
I
Start
think
now.
we're
I ain't
gonna
got
start
time for you.
now. Okay.
We're starting now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, because the intro will take a little while.
World don't revolve around you. We're
They
starting
were
now.
here to speak about the incident at the West Potomac High School. Today speaking will be the superintendent of Fairfax County Public Schools, Dr. Reed, and Fairfax County Police Department Chief Davis. Speaking with them today will be Major Elizabeth Melendez with our Major Crimes Bureau and the Chief Safety and Security Officer of Fairfax County Public Schools, Brian Lambert. We're going to go to Major Melendez.
Maybe he could argue self-defense. Maybe he said he was in fear for his life and he was on the floor. And he got up after his friend was fighting with the other guy. Maybe he felt he was in fear for his life. He's going to try to say, hey, that Karmelo guy got self-defense, or he has a case. He got up in fear for his life, and both of them were beating on the one kid and decided to stab him in self-defense. How far we're going to go, right?
Good afternoon. Today at about 9:40 a.m. in the morning at West Potomac High School, 3 students got into a physical fight, inside the school. And one 16-year-old victim, a student, was stabbed. The school resource officer at the school was with the victim within seconds, and additional officers were on scene within minutes. A 15-year-old suspect has been taken into custody, and at this time there are absolutely no suspects outstanding. He will be charged with malicious wounding. The victim was transported to a local hospital.
So what is malicious wounding? Is that a new term they made up or something? Some safe word? So why the black man get charged with murder? Oh, because that guy died. That's right. Austin's dead. So maybe it's different since this guy's in the hospital right now.
With life-threatening injuries, and their injuries have now been downgraded to stable condition.
Oh, stable condition.
Detectives from our Major Crimes Bureau and Criminal Investigations Division are on scene right now investigating. Thank you.
Thanks, Major. And I anticipate you all have a lot of questions. As Dr. Reed and I were walking up here, we're constantly fielding phone calls from concerned parents and community members, elected officials, and so many others who are as
They'll be out by tomorrow.
Shocked as we are to be standing here today describing a stabbing that occurred inside of one of our schools involving 2 students. Like Major Melendez said, the good news
Why not attempted murder? What's malicious stabbing? What is that?
is that the stabber, the perpetrator, the assailant,
Why not manslaughter? He's not dead. He's not dead.
is in custody. It's sad that he is 15, but we're working through the circumstances of his involvement as well as the involvement of others in this very active criminal investigation. The knife has been recovered. Like always, Dr. Reed and her team and her security staff and her principal and administrators, faculty, coaches, everyone involved here at West Potomac High School acted with a sense of relentless urgency when this incident occurred to protect.
Garrett said, how did he have a knife anyway? They're saying it's a cleat sharpener.
Our students, our detectives and our patrol officers arrived very quickly, stabilized the scene. Again, we have recovered a knife. The assailant and the victim are known to each other. They know each other. We're working out this.
Okay. So Oka, let me see Oka, because I'm curious to hear what other people's thoughts on this. Oka said that it's the kid in the red shirt's fault, or he's in the wrong. The kid in the red shirt was absolutely in the wrong. The second kid was literally trying to break up the fight. He didn't throw He didn't throw not one punch initially. The red shirt turned around vigorously. So can you say this? If we're going to play this ridiculous, I'm not saying you're ridiculous. I'm just saying with the Karmelo thing, if we're going to play the game, we're going to play the game, right? Everybody's getting self-defense now. I don't know what happened before this, but like I said, the red shirt, he's beating this kid on the floor, okay? Beating the kid on the floor, and the kid on the floor, okay, this guy This guy comes to break up the fight. I don't want to show like actual fighting, really. But the kid in the white shirt comes to break up the fight. Okay. Red shirt starts chasing after the kid in the white shirt. And you see the kid right here on the floor. He's the one that was getting his ass beat. He's the one that does the stabbing, the kid here. So he gets back up. He recovers. And he sees the red shirt and the white shirt now going at it. White shirt kind of just try to break it up. I mean, if you... so the red shirt starts going after the white shirt dude. They start fighting. And then now both of them are fighting the red shirt dude. And they blur it out here. This, I guess, is where the stabbing takes place. Can't even show that. And then that's this kid right here. Let me see if I can show you. So it really looks like to me, I can show you this. It looks like to me, I'll retweet this if you want to watch the whole video. It looks like to me the white shirt just tries to break up the fight because he walks up to him and like pushes him. You see how he just pushes him? And then red shirt's like, oh hell nah. What's up? What's up? What's up? You know, so he comes at him too. I guess maybe he was feeling a little high because he took on one guy and now he's taking on the other one. Maybe he's like, I'm gonna take on you. So what if imagine the red shirt's the bully, let's just say, and he's picking on kids, and so this kid stands up for himself for the first time ever. He gets his ass beat down, so the white shirt feels bad, intervenes. Now the white shirt's getting his ass kicked, so the black shirt comes. And he could try to be, I was in fear for my life, and I was in fear for this kid's life. And so at one point, the red shirt's taking on two guys. I still think it's very cowardly. I think this guy the guy with the black shirt. I think he ran up and stabbed him from the back too. That's some coward shit from the back. From the back, that's cowardly as hell. And so that's him with the knife in his hand.
The circumstances of that relationship, and when we have that information,
I don't know, that maybe they can try to open GoFundMe's, try to raise money. Unfortunately, they can't bring up race, I guess, because they're saying it's two Latinos. So some people are the media is a little bit upset.
With a degree of certainty, we will share that. Another bit of news as we were walking up to share this information with you. In addition to getting calls from so many community members expressing concern, as we were notified that our victim, and again, our victim is 16 years old, is now in stable condition, which is a sigh of relief for the entire community. He will hopefully be back in a position to be back in school and lead a productive life. So Dr. Reed's going to share some thoughts as well, and then we'll stand ready to take your questions. Dr. Reed?
On Facebook, they actually have the picture. It's a pretty bloody scene. The guy's is just covered in blood. And the response that this person had said here, this is why I mentioned the race thing, because somebody had said that this is with race or something. I noticed something weird about these people too. They're all like, because this is somebody else that made the post. They all copy and paste the same shit. I don't understand this. They're literally robots. This person said, another not black. I repeat, another not black student stabs another student. Just like that, the headlines get quiet. The outrage disappears. The narrative gets sanitized. And at first, you can rock with them until they say, the 15-year-old stabbed a fellow student. A 16-year-old's in the hospital. But where are the calls for tougher laws? Where's the media storm? Where's the thug label and his character assassination? How are you assassinating the character of somebody that just stabbed this person? Because let's be real, if it was a black or brown student, which I think he's literally kind of brown or tan, I don't know, it'd be a whole different tone. We'd be talking about gangs, bad parenting, and why schools aren't safe anymore. That's literally the same conversation we have all the time. You know? So.
Thank you, Chief Davis.
But I agree, it's not as sensational, not because it's not a black person, but just because it's not a black and white thing. If it was a black and white thing, then it would have been crazy. They would have been all over the media and shit crazy.
And I want to begin by just saying that our hearts, our thoughts, our prayers go out to all those directly impacted by the incident today. Not just the young man involved in the act of violence, but all the students who observed this, the staff who were a part of this, the families who are at home and worried about this.
They called Zimmerman what?
really, our thoughts, hearts, and prayers go out to everyone impacted. I want to say at this time, our school, West Potomac High School, is safe. The situation has been contained, as Chief Davis mentioned. The students are currently going through a modified lunch schedule where they're being supervised more closely. This afternoon, we've brought in counseling teams to meet with our students and staff.
It's unfortunate we can't blame a white person with this story. Unfortunate. We'll just have to move on, I guess.
And while there's a sense, obviously, of shock that this would happen at West Potomac High School, one of our high schools here in Fairfax County, I'm very proud of the response of our staff to this incident. They responded quickly and admirably, and may have saved a life today. I also want to thank our law enforcement partners. This partnership is critical, and our community is so grateful to have the quality of professionals we have here in law enforcement and as educators. So at this time, students are in classes. I've met with several of the classes, talked with students, talked with staff this morning, and there's obviously a commitment to continuing to move forward. And we've got a lot of weeks left in this school year.
I agree, Mary.
And we hope that today's incident is very isolated, so thank you.
Can you tell us why you're not releasing students when they're under a stay-put state order, and it says that parents are allowed to check in?
At this time, because of the seriousness of the incident, we want to make sure students have access to counseling services and are not going out in the community in perhaps unsupervised settings.
So update to a lockdown. Stay put, stay play, proper identification.
The
I
school
can
was
get my
on
daughter.
lockdown
My
for a while.
daughter's freaking out in there. She wants out of school. Stay put, stay play per Fairfax County Public Schools regulation. A parent with the proper ID and identification can get their kids out of school. So why are you preventing us from doing that?
At this time, we're clearing the scene, and then we'll be able to allow that to occur.
Correct? This is a lockdown situation.
It is a combination at this point.
Communication is key in anything like
Right.
this. So let's call it what it is. It's a lockdown. Let's get that notification out so parents are aware, and we can communicate with our kids who just want to get the hell out of school.
Thank you.
Doctor, I have one question. Metal detectors, I know this is something that was supposed to be getting set up in schools in Fairfax.
Oh, they don't have metal
Where is
detectors, huh?
set up in this school, and if not, why not?
We're currently in the middle of a pilot structure this spring, and they were not in place at this school this morning, but they were at another school in Fairfax County.
Would those detectors have caught the knife, Dr. Reed?
Scott, I think that it depends on the setting for the detectors. There are a variety of settings, and I don't have information on the length of the knife or the type of knife at this time to correctly answer that, but once we do, we could provide.
Well, when there's a will, there's a way, right? Look at the case we covered the other day, another high school thing, where this kid had somebody let him in the school through the side to one of the entrances and let him in, bring a weapon in. He shot some kids up. And he's claiming self-defense. Yeah, I'm not even bullshitting you. If we're going to open the door, let's open the door then. Everybody getting self-defense. You get self-defense. I get self-defense. Everybody getting self-defense. I kid you not, this kid brought a gun to school and shot a couple of kids up. He said he was being bullied, so he brought a gun to school, shot a couple of kids up, and then was driving around posting a video on Instagram talking about what he did. And now claiming self-defense.
That answer.
Is it your understanding that the knife was brought into school, or was it obtained on the school campus? Maybe it's a question for
I don't have information about that, Scott. The situation's too new.
Doctor, why did this? So, are you going to cancel classes for the rest of the day, or what's the game?
No, students are still in school for the rest of the day.
Can you talk a little bit about the cell phone policy at this school and how that comes into play in a crisis situation like this?
The cell phone policy, I'm not sure
Tracy
comes
Haynes,
into play in a situation like
Multiple
this.
parents said they were frustrated that their kids didn't have access to their cell phones to be able to contact them while they were watching somebody bleed on the floor.
Yeah, I've actually not heard that we have a concern at this time with cell phones.
We can get you some of these details with the specifics. We can get you for after. We can get the little details and get you a lot of those as well.
Dr. Reed, can you please talk about and confirm if both students involved were students at West Potomac High School?
That is correct. Both students involved were students at West Potomac High School and are students at West Potomac High School.
And I have
At
a
this
question
point,
for
can you
police,
say if there are Hispanic, Black, or white?
Can you say if they're Hispanic, Black, or white?
I don't have that information at this time.
for police, are you
minority?
Before we get to Tom, Hispanic.
Hispanic for the big.
Just to clarify.
Both.
You said there were 3 in.
Ah.
This was a fight. Do we know where the third person is? Are they facing any charges?
Yeah, Tom, thanks for that question. So our victim is 16. The perpetrator is 15. The perpetrator is in custody. A third person who we are questioning, we are not describing him as a person in custody because at the moment we don't anticipate any criminal charges on this third person. He was close enough to the altercation that we want to interview him to figure out what he knows. We have the video just like you have the video, but the video doesn't tell the entire story. So we're interviewing that third person. So 1 victim, 1 in custody, the 1 in custody is 15, and the third person we're speaking to and interviewing is a 15-year-old student as well. But at the moment, we don't anticipate any charges against him.
Chief, real quick, just tell me a little bit about your thoughts about having weapon detection devices in school, what they may prevent, what type of resources they serve as for the students as well.
Sure. We're in constant communication with Dr. Reed and her team, and the recent security enhancements that she has made are things that we support as law enforcement.
Right.
This is
so they don't have a metal detector and
who acted in a way that may have saved lives too. So for the students who had to endure this today, it's tough. They're teenagers, they're kids, they need their parents, they want to talk to their parents. I understand that. You're going to get to speak to your loved ones, but their presence at such a traumatic scene like this is worthy of our attention, and undoubtedly it's going to be worthy of our praise as well, because I no doubt in my mind some of them acted bravely as well. And I see additional parents are coming up here, and that just kind of speaks to the strength of this school community. Any other police questions or any other questions for Dr. Reed?
Just to follow up on the question from earlier, considering what happened, how traumatic this has been, why continue the school day?
So at this time, we have counseling support here.
They're going to continue the school day. Get back to work.
To work with our students and to provide counseling services on site prior to our students leaving. And to answer the gentleman's question too, our decision around the stay put inside, it's also a crime scene. And so we also have to take direction from law enforcement in terms of the use of certain parts of the building.
The response was acceptable?
No, I don't think we got any answers that, right? I think notification from the school was probably 45 minutes after the incident. It was a stay in place or stay put and stay tuned. Under that policy, Fairfax County Public Schools, with the appropriate ID, you can get your kids, check your kids out of school. That's what I came up here to do. I was denied access from all the police presence. Constant text messaging from my daughter, get me out of here. I'm ready to go. And then, as you can see, this is more of a lockdown than a stay put. We're still denied. I still can't go get my daughter. And at the end of the day, I think that's all these parents want, is to get their kids, hug their kids. There's more than one victim in this, people that witnessed it. I mean, you don't wake up on your bingo card thinking you're going to see someone stabbed in your high school, right? So I just want my daughter.
What has she been telling you about what's going on inside, how she's feeling?
I mean, she's just like, get me out of here. Like, get me out. Where are you at? If I can get to a door, can you meet me at that door?
You hear about this kind of stuff happen all over the country and everything. You're like, oh wow, you can't. Like, what would I do in that situation? Now that your daughter's going through this, now that you're going through this, what do you think the school district needs to do?
I don't. Like I said, I just want my daughter. I don't know what the fix is. Right? You don't ever think it can happen to you or your daughter. Right? It happened. It's unfortunate. Right? We just want our Millie girl, right?
What was particularly unsatisfactory about the answers that you got just now? It's not often that
everything is unsatisfactory from the alert that goes out to parents, right? That's a stay put, stay tuned. Under that alert, we can, with appropriate ID, check out our children. This is a lockdown. So they should have just called it what it was, a lockdown. You know, in a lockdown, you can't get access. And then the answers Dr. Reed gave were appalling. They didn't answer anything.
When you heard about this, when you think about the cell phone component of this as well, I'm curious as a parent of what you think about the policy and the idea that technically your daughter is not supposed to have, her phone in there, but you want to hear from her. Obviously, you're communicating with her. Do you have a thought on that?
No, she had her cell phone access the whole time, so it wasn't an issue with me. I know some parents had that issue, but I can't speak to it.
What's your name, sir? Name, please.
Bill Beal.
How do you spell that, Bill?
First Bill, last Beal. Graduated from West Potomac in '95, so I know the school. I know it well.
Okay. So some of the parents pissed off.
How I got here, my son is calling me. Everyone is calling me. His dad was working. We got here and we get no answers. This is just crazy. We get videos from the kids inside. There's videos all over social media of what happened. My question is,
parents, there's been a violent incident at the school. Stay tuned. That's the text message. Like, what?
Where's the teachers when this was happening? You clearly, this is something that could have been stopped. Esto lo pudieron parar.
Doge cut him off.
Claramente ahí se ve. Mire cómo se dan golpes. Esto pudo ser detenido.
They could have been detained. Where are the teachers at?
¿Dónde están los profesores? Esto
Where are the professors?
pudo ser detenido.
They could have been detained.
Esto pudo,
They could have been stopped.
No lo digo porque sea mi hermana la de la iglesia, pero hoy en día hay una familia que está con un hijo que está arrestado.
A kid that's arrested.
Hay una familia que está con un hijo que está en un hospital. Esto puede ser.
Well, I don't care about the kid that's arrested. See, there's a family with a kid that was arrested. Fuck the kid that was arrested. The kid that stabbed people.
El hijo de cualquiera de nosotros. Entonces, ellos tienen que entender la frustración de todos nosotros. Que nos dejen, que agarremos nuestros hijos. Es lo único que quiero, que me entreguen a mi hijo.
That's the only thing I want is to bring me my son.
¿Tú le conocías, señora? ¿Usted le conocía a los niños que están ahí?
Sí, ellos todos, casi los niños, obviamente somos de esta comunidad y
The kids are from this community.
la mayoría de los niños, mi hijo los conoce
The majority of the kids, my son knows them.
Desde que están muy pequeños.
From when they were small.
Elementary school se conoce.
From elementary school.
What's your name, ma'am?
Aileen Fernandez.
Can you spell that for me?
Oh, spell it for you?
Yes, please.
AELLEN. I get a video of this kid's like.
Sure, we're here getting videos. All the parents getting videos, but the school won't tell them nothing.
Mira esto fue
Stay
algo
tuned.
que pudo haberse parado. O sea, ¿cómo no detuvieron esto? Esto ha podido ser parado.
This could have been stopped.
La verdad es que no nos están diciendo nada. No nos están diciendo nada. Primero, no nos están diciendo si nuestros hijos van a salir.
First, they're not telling us if they're not going to let our kids come out.
Segundo, ¿cuáles son las acciones que se van a tomar de ahora en adelante?
What are going to be the actions from now on that they're going to take?
¿Qué nos certifica a nosotros como padres que mi hijo va a venir mañana y va a estar seguro?
What's going to give us surety or security that our kids are going to come back tomorrow and be safe?
¿Qué me certifica a mí de que mi hijo al día?
So they're pissed. They're pissed. All right. I just wanted to plant that seed and talk about that real quick. The stabbing. Some people are comparing it to Karmelo. The only thing is, Karmelo, we don't have a video. Karmelo and Austin. They say there's a video, but it hasn't been released. Which is interesting because this incident happened and it's all over the place and it's been released and it's all over the internet. Karmelo Anthony's minister and family representative and God's anointed, he said there's video. I guess they haven't put it out yet. With this situation in this high school, that video's all over the place. It's viral. I guess viral. So I guess we'll have to see. Suspect barricaded. Huh? You want a party? It's bedtime, ain't it? 10 o'clock. What's wrong with you? Let me see real quick if there's an update with this the apartment barricade real quick. It's not loading up. Oh no, they're not. Oh wait, there's somebody. Oh dude, what's going on here? Is somebody live? It's not playing. Dang, I think he's frozen. Let me see if this works. No, he's frozen. Okay. I guess we'll call it for now. He's frozen. Frozen. All right. Thank you guys, man. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Have a good night. Rest up.